when I had finished my concert project with the Burning Embers Rhythm section, a friend mentioned that there was a drummer that used to rehearse right around the corner from him incessantly after school every day. So one Tuesday afternoon, I came home from school, put on the ubiquitous West German army parka with the West German flag, and on my Eddie Merckx, cycled up to Calderwood. Got up there around 4:25, nothing happening. So, 4:30, it began. So I basically marched to the sound of the drums, knocked on the door, and this kind lady answered. It was Gavin's mum, June. Basically, could I talk to the drummer? Would it be okay? Yeah. So she summoned the drummer, asked me to come into the porch, and this guy in Christian's uniform and carrying 2 drumsticks came down. And I'm like, are you the drummer? And he's like, yes. And I said, do you play with anybody? And he was, no. Do you have a band? No. And I asked him, would you like to join my band? I have a band with my bro on bass. I'm on guitar. Would you like to join? And he was like, yeah, I'd love to join. So that was the embryonics of Phoenix, which was basically my bro on bass and vocals, me on guitar, and Gavin Hennessy on drums and vocals. As the band progressed, we played several gigs, but as we progressed and as we evolved, Gavin metastasized towards the drums and vocals. So not only was he the drummer, he was also the vocalist. So Gavin penultimately fronted the band from the drums. He was singing 90% of the songs. My bro was on backing vocals. I was playing guitar. And Gavin was incredible. So he could do the paradiddles, rolls, all the stuff on the drums that was required, and sing amazingly. Gavin went on to do a degree in Dundee University, the home, the terra firma of Brian Cox of Succession lore. Gavin then went on to work with Jackie Stewart in Team Stewart. Yes, Jackie Stewart, the Formula One world champion, the iconic Scottish Formula One racing driver who won the racing championship several times. Gavin, he's done incredibly well. He's a very successful guy. He's a great friend of mine. But not only is Gavin a great friend of mine, he's a great friend of my family. And I have to say one thing about Gavin, and I know he's successful, but I would say that if Gavin stuck with the music, Gavin would have been a superstar. Because penultimately Gavin moved onto vocals. And Gavin basically had a magnetic personality. He had charisma. He had vitality. He had everything. People were attracted to him, and he had an incredible personality. And here in Ireland, in Europe, and in the United States, Gavin would have been a superstar in the music business. Of that, I have no doubt. But again, it's like, do you want it? Like, as we said, when Killian went for the initial auditions for Disco Pigs, he wanted it. He wanted it. And, you know, you kind of have to want it. But I have no doubt that Gavin would have been an unmitigated success. Something else about Gavin, believe it or not, and in the annals of the history of Cork, Gavin was my first paying guitar student. It's incredible. Briar, Gavin's dad, would come down here on a Saturday morning, pick me up, drive me up to the house, and I would teach Gavin. It wasn't that Gavin wanted to become a guitar hero. Gavin wanted to learn the mechanics of music. He wanted to learn the theory, the harmony, the rhythm, the melody, and how to put it all together, because Gavin wanted to write music for the band. And he wanted to know the nuts and bolts of that to enable and facilitate this proclivity. And Gavin was a tasty little composer. He composed some fabulous little songs that Phoenix penultimately played, and he played himself. And so that's the thing. He was an incredibly talented guy at the music, but also an other field called him. And he's a success story. Thank you for listening. And Gavin, thank you.